doing it right here on the Charge Longino show. We live right now from Panera Bread. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I want to come outside and do it outside. You know what I mean? Do it a little different. And we got one of Black Ink. Anybody knows Black Ink, they follow Black Ink. They know they got Black Ink Chicago, Black Ink New York. But now Black Ink went to the West Coast. Black Ink went to Compton. You know what I mean? Compton, California. So that airs August 14th. What time is it coming? What time is it airing?
It's going to be 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then, or no, I'm sorry. I think it's, good question. It's 10 p.m. I know it's 10 p.m. I think it might be 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Because I'm thinking that would be really late. That would be 1 in the morning for the East Coast. So, no, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay.
Give the people, is it VH1?
Yeah, VH1. It'll be on VH1. It's going to come on every Wednesday. The season's going to be crazy, you guys. You don't want to miss this, trust me.
So now, man, let's join Nessie Blaze to the Taj Longino show live right here on the gram. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Thank you for having me, first off.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you coming on and giving us your time. I know based on the gram, I know you're busy all the time, so just giving us a few minutes, I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Now, let's talk a little bit of background. So when I read up on you, I read that you're actually from Pennsylvania, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So normally people from Pennsylvania, they normally stay within their corridor. They usually stay within their region. You moved all the way to California, moved to Compton. What made you want to go from Pennsylvania and relocate to California?
To be honest, it wasn't my idea initially. I was with my ex, and he had some opportunities out here, but he always believed in me, and he's like, you can't stay here. It's kind of like the ceilings are kind of low. No disrespect to people back home or anything like that, but it's just, there's only so much you can do there, like LA is a lot of big stuff out here. And so I wanted to be around the best artists. I wanted to be in competition with the best, Okay. I wanted to learn from the best. So I figured, okay, I'll just go. And I ended up loving it. He actually moved back now, but I've been here like 6 years.
Okay. Because, you from Philly, you from the land of the spitters,
The suburbs though, Bristol Borough. Always got to rep Bristol Borough.
So when did you, I know you have an extensive background with art. You go back 10 years doing murals and tattoos. So how did you come into all that?
I went to Bucks County Tech School for high school, so I did like art then. It was like half the year we took academics, half the year we took art. But then I didn't think I could make money off of it, So when I went to college, I went for criminal justice. And I actually stopped doing art for like 2 years until I dropped out. And then I was like, wait, what am I doing? And so I started drawing again. My uncle introduced me to a tattoo machine. And next thing you know, I'm just posting stuff up for free on Facebook. I'm like, let me tattoo you, please. I'm literally begging people. Like, I'll charge you $25. I was doing like chats with the glow at the kitchen.
So what's the average, now speaking of $25 tattoo, now what's the average cost for a tattoo in Compton?
I don't want to speak on in Compton. My average rate was $100 an hour, but that John's about to go up and away.
So you was in criminal justice, and then you went from criminal justice and you dropped out. Why did you leave? You decided that it wasn't for you?
I felt like I could make a difference in the justice system a little more. The more I learned in school, the more I realized it's really hard to make money and make a difference at the same time, because in criminal law, it's terrible, but you really don't make a lot of money off innocent people because the cases are easy to prove, and I couldn't see myself literally standing up and keeping murderers free, and rapists free. I can't do that. I just wanted to make more of a difference, and I just wasn't happy. I couldn't imagine myself sitting in a courtroom going through paperwork. Especially with the lifestyle I live now, I'm I don't even like to do the same painting for more than 3 days in a row, So I know I couldn't sit and go over this paperwork back and forth, deal with these cases for months at a time. So I just chose to take a different route, and I want to go speak at schools and do prison reform and stuff like that. Just little programs that I want to create myself.
So so you don't have your own program yet, but that's something that you want to do? Definitely. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, so how many tats have you done? Out here, we got us some main tattoo artists, and they do they tatting all day long. All day long. How many tats have you done since you started tattooing?
Oh my gosh, I lost count. Thousands. It has to be thousands. Because some people at this point have 10. One person has 10 tattoos by me now. So
what's been your favorite? What's been the favorite tattoo you've done? that was most memorable for you?
Oh, that's hard. I don't want to say I have a favorite tattoo in particular, but I love all my portrait style tattoos. Anything that's like my style, realism, the animals. I love when people give me my full creative control so I can do what I want, because I know I get my best work when it's like within my specialty.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is
Okay.
that?
That's construction.
Oh,
I was hoping you couldn't hear it, but I didn't want to say nothing.
See, oh, he got 7 tattoos by me. I do love the Sade tattoo. I do love
They
that.
out here working on this Chick-fil-A over here. It's too late to be working on Chick-fil-A right now. They doing some remodeling, but hopefully don't interfere too much.
Yesterday.
So talking about your murals, I looked at a few of them and they dope. How long does it take you to make one? And have you done a Nipsey one yet?
Yeah, I've actually done like 4 Nipsey ones around LA. One's on a rooftop, one's in a hookah lounge, one's just off like this major street. I don't know, that hit me really hard when he died, so I just wanted to like keep his legacy going. But I've done other murals just around the city and stuff, around North Hollywood. I would just walk around and ask people if I could do murals. Like, can I speak to the owner or the manager or whatever, you know? Until like I built my clientele up, and now some murals take like a week. Some 2. Sometimes I can get them done in a day. It just all depends how big they are.
So what would you want the people to know about Nessie Blaze that they don't already know, or the people that don't know you yet?
That they don't know? I'm not sure, because I tell people everything. I'm so like transparent on my Instagram. Like, I feel like people who never even met me know my whole life story already, just because I feel like it's very important for people to, especially when you do become successful, to share your struggles and what you had to go through, you know? I will say that I struggled for a really long time out here. I'm sure people know that too, but like that's really a part of like the formula to success. Like, you have to fail like over and over again. You got to be broke. You know, you got to learn to sleep on the floor. I mean, hopefully it don't get that bad for you, but I had to do that. You know, just being willing to go through those different motions and like sacrifice certain stuff for what you want most. And so I just wanted to leave that little piece of advice for anybody hustling, chasing a dream. Like, it doesn't really ever get easier. You know, it just becomes a little more worth it every time.
We got a question. We got a question in the comments. They want to know, will your music be featured on the show?
Yes, it will. It is going to be featured on the
What
show.
song?
We talked about it. Huh?
What song are you going to feature on the show?
I can't tell you that. You gotta watch. You gotta watch, and you'll see.
So
definitely see.
How did you? Let's talk about the show for a few minutes. How did you get into Black in Compton?
My homie Lemire, he actually recommended me for the show. And it's crazy because I turned down the opportunity at first. I actually turned it down the first 2 times I got it, because I interviewed for Black Ink Chicago. And then I wasn't ready, honestly. Like, that's in a nutshell, I just wasn't ready. And then the second time I was in a relationship, and they kind of wanted more mystery to my life, and I wasn't willing to hide my boyfriend. And so I turned it down, like, morally. I'm like, I wouldn't want him to hide me if he goes to the NFL or something, you know? But
you in LA, you know you can't. You know you in LA, you can't do that.
Yeah. So when we broke up, it was like 6 months later. But I was like, I ran into my homie who introduced me and who recommended me at an event, and I was like, yo, if the opportunity's still on the table, bro, like, I definitely want it. And VH1 called me the next day, and it was just like a year-long interview process and like, you know, going back and forth. But now we're here. It's about to air. We've been filming for a few months, and I'm just really excited for it to come out Wednesday, honestly.
What is your ultimate? Because everybody has a goal or something that they want to get out of being on reality TV, because it is a bit of a change. You got more people in your personal life, like you just said, and you know, you got drama. You got, you know, the blog. So what is your ultimate goal? What did you want to get out of the show?
I mean, I ultimately wanted to like utilize the platform, you know what I mean? Like, finally everybody gets to see me, but my main focus is staying true. Like, no matter what, I don't want the fame or the fact that there's going to be 4 million people an episode watching me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want that to change who I am at heart. Like, even with the bad stuff, like, I have flaws just like every other human being. I don't want to be ashamed of those now that people are watching, because everybody got flaws, you know? And so I just want to be me. Like, I want to be me, and I want people to accept and love me for it. And that's something like.
So basically, are you ready for the lights?
I gotta be right now, huh? I don't got a choice. I'm about ready as I'm gonna be. But I'm really excited. I was really scared for a while. I was like, oh man, it's about to happen. But the closer it gets, I'm like, you know what? I'm ready for this. It wouldn't have happened for me if not. You know, God don't make mistakes like that. So I'm ready. I'm ready for whatever's coming. You know, I wanted to grow. Sorry.
Connection. There we go.
I wanted to be uncomfortable this year, you know, because I wanted to grow. Am I back on? I don't know.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Now, let's talk about the music.
Yeah.
I mean, you do everything. You doing tattoos. I mean, you're doing it all. So let's talk about the music. And do probably know we already talked about the SoundCloud. You got music on the SoundCloud. Anybody who's watching, go check out our SoundCloud and check out the song "Worth It." You can also look it up on YouTube. So, what's new coming in the music department for you?
Well, you can find my music on all streaming platforms: Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube. I have a couple music videos up. But I have some new singles about to drop. I'm working with a new producer who's very dope. And we got some stuff coming, some stuff that's very tied in with the show. So I think it's going to be dope. I'm really excited to show people my new sound because, well, it's not really a new sound, but I worked hard on my development, you know? Okay. And, like, even listening to my old stuff, I'm like, this is cool, but, like, the music I'm putting out now, I'm working on now, I'm like, wow, like, I've grown as an artist, and I'm really excited to show people that growth and, like, the next level up.
That's what's up. So let me ask you, you know, with female hip-hop, you see it's exploded. You know, you got Cardi B, you got Megan out there now, you got Cash Doll, you got Queen Keith from Chicago. Yeah. So what is Nessie bringing to the game from a female hip-hop standpoint?
Well, first off, I want to congratulate all the other female artists that are doing it right now because they're finally getting some shine, some love. I love it. I love that women are getting that attention because it was really hard for us to be that in rap. But me in particular, like, I feel like I'm in a whole different lane. Like, I rap about things that are totally different than the music that's being put out right now. And we all have modes and moods and different things that we want to, like, talk about. But I'm more of an inspirational, like, I want to teach people and influence people in my music. It's not necessarily like the turn up type. Like, I have turn up songs, but my main focus is like influence. Yeah. Like, I want people to feel like how Nipsey, like, he wasn't like, you know, putting out records that like spun on the radio 25 million times in a row. You know, he wasn't Drake in the game, but his impact was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, just staying true to him and always being himself. And so, like, I want to do that. Like, I'm going to definitely follow in those footprints for sure.
Now, I always ask people this question. Because everybody gives a different answer. So I want you to give people an answer from just everything you've experienced and just your newfound success with getting ready to be on a reality TV show. Give people 3 keys to success in this business.
3 keys to success.
Yeah.
One, and this is something I'm still learning, you can't care what people think. If you want to do something, you got to let that go. Like, you should be the only person you're trying to gain approval from, you know, because it's hard. It's hard out here. You know, you take opinions from people and you end up losing your way. So definitely, you know, just stay true to you. Believe in yourself. That's the most important. Don't quit. That's number 2. You cannot quit even at the worst moments, you know, because my biggest blessings came when, like, I just kept pushing, you know, even at the worst time. So don't quit. And be willing to sacrifice. You have to be willing to sacrifice, you know, what people have now for what you want most. Like, you kind of got to just stick it out.
Have you been to that moment yet? Because I've been there. I've been in that moment where, you know what, like, second guessing it and you might want to walk away. Have you been to that moment yet, or you haven't experienced? What was that moment for you?
Man, I've been through that moment like 10 times. Like, you know, I've been through it a million times. I'm not gonna lie, you know, even right before I got the show opportunity, like, I was doubting myself real heavy. Like, okay, I'm out here and I'm doing it, but it's been kind of stagnant and not like in an ungrateful way, but it's just like, am I really growing? Am I doing more? Or am I just doing the same thing over and over again? You know, and I started like really questioning, like, is this gonna last forever? You know, like, I don't know if people are just coming to get tattoos from me because I'm cute. Or if, like, you know, am I going to lose this little wave, this little, like,
but that helps, though. That
thing? Helps. Yeah, it does help. But I don't know if I'm going to look like this forever. So I'm like, you know, where's the longevity? And I always wanted the longevity. But I doubted myself a lot, you know, on the way up. Like, just different situations. I was couch surfing and all types of stuff when I first came out here. You know, times where I felt like I had to go back home because I had less than $10 in my account at the time. But, like, I feel like you're rewarded when you just keep pushing. Like, when you just decide, like, quitting is not an option, you'll surprise yourself with what you can do because it's just not an option to quit. It's like, no, that's not a choice you can make. So things will start happening when you, like, really start believing in yourself to that extent.
Definitely. That's dope. I appreciate, that's that's exactly what I be trying to tell people all the time. Like, especially living in California, the living expenses is ridiculous. I was just out there in June for the BT Awards, and people don't know it's hard how difficult it is to maintain your personal life and trying to succeed in whatever it is that you're doing. Living in California when the rent is on average $2,000 a month.
Yep. About that, plus bills, you know what I mean? Plus food and like laundry and like everything else that costs you money, little amenities and things that you just need on a daily basis. But, you know, I feel like if you come to LA and you really stick it out, like you can make it anywhere, you know, because it's so hard out here. And then on top of you might not being able to have like the flashiest stuff, everybody out here is really big on like kind of material things and like what it looks like versus what it actually is. And so it's hard to get like not caught up in that life too. You know, for a while I'm just like, oh, I don't want to go to that party because I don't have a new outfit to wear. You know, people never rewear the same clothes. You know what I mean? I used to hang out with girls that are like, I wore it once, I can't wear it again. And I'm just like, like I can't go to this party, you know. But once you get over that and you're really just confident in who you are, you realize like if you got it, you got it. It's the conversation, it's the energy that brings you in the game. It's energy that keeps you there. It's your work ethic that takes you further. It doesn't have anything to do with what you look like or, you know, whatever social status is. Like, as long as you're you and people accept you for that.
So what we're going to do now is this is my first time doing this. So let's see how this works out. Anybody that's in the comments, y'all been leaving a lot of comments. If you got any questions for Nessie, hit this. Let me see. If you got any questions, hit this button on your phone.
Hit this button.
Yeah, just hit the button, the question button, and leave your question in the comments or hit that button. I don't know. Let's see how this works out. But I want to give people a chance to ask you any questions that they want. Be respectful. Don't be silly and be ignorant because I won't even read the question off. We ain't going for all that. So if you got a question, drop it in there. So you got the show. Got the new music with the producer. Who's the producer? Can you tell us? You want to keep everything kind of? I
want to keep it on the low for now. I want to keep it on the low for now until I drop it. But I seen somebody ask who was the favorite person I ever sold a painting to. I don't have favorite clients. I appreciate everybody who supports because that literally helps me eat. You know, like this is all I do to make money. So I don't particularly have a favorite client. But one of my paintings that was one of my favorites was a Boogie, Westside Boogie. He's a rapper out here. And it was from his song called Nigga Needs. I don't know if I'm allowed to curse on here. Sorry if not. But it was a really dope song and it held a lot of weight. And he reposted it for me. And then we never knew each other. And I went to his show and he pulled me on stage. And it was really lit because it was like one of them moments because I spoke. I'm like, yo, guys, what if he pulls me on stage when I get there? Because he's going to know who I am. Like, I made this painting and everybody's like, Ness, you getting out of hand, you know? And he actually pulled me up on stage and it was really dope because it was a Philly producer who produced the song that he called me up for. And so everything was just like aligned in that moment. But I sold that painting to one of my really consistent clients. He's bought a few things off me, showed up to my events. And so I was happy that it went somewhere.
All right, so we got a question. We got a question from Paper Dog. We want to know when the show airs. The show airs August 14th. And get them the time again.
This Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And it's a 2-hour premiere, you guys, so you definitely got to tune in. You don't want to miss it. It's damn near like 2 episodes in one for this one.
All right, let's go to another question. We got another question. Another question. What's your favorite project you've worked on talking music?
Music was my favorite project. You know what? I love my first project. Even though, like, it's not my best, I don't feel like it's my best music. I spent so much money and time, and it was a really hard time for me. Like, I was taking the train back and forth to Philly, and I was recording off 9th and Dolphin, and anybody who knows Philly knows it's not really safe place, you know? But I would be out there, like, 11 o'clock at night just with my little book bag, like, on my way to the studio. I'll be there till 7 a.m. and then wake up and go tattoo, or I'll go to 444 and we work overnight, you know, my homie Thorough. But that project was really like, I put a lot of heart and soul into that, just like trying to make my way in the music industry. So I'll forever like cherish that project.
All right. Any more questions? You guys, just make sure you hit the question button at the bottom. And I will read your question. Make sure you keep it respectful.
Thanks, Boo.
We got another question. Biggest inspiration?
My biggest inspiration, music or art?
They didn't say. They just said biggest
biggest inspiration.
Biggest inspiration. Well, just give them biggest inspiration, music, art. Just give them to them both, I guess.
I would say Jay-Z is one of my biggest inspirations for sure. I feel like he's hit almost every bar that I'm trying to make. You know what I mean? Like, he worked hard, started from the bottom, started a record label. He didn't take no for an answer. He gives back to his people. You know what I'm saying? And he drops knowledge in his music. Like, I gotta respect that, you know. And then on top of that, you help other people get in the industry too. Like, so I've always respected people who like help other people get on. And just do it real big. He's a billionaire, you know, like,
yeah, that helps.
It's crazy, right? Like, oh, you're a billionaire, like, that's wild. And then you married, kids, you know, just like the whole little package. It's like really a lot of love. So. And
your biggest inspiration in art?
In art, I love Salvador Dali. I love Dali. Anybody who doesn't know him, he does really surreal art, which is like, he'll do like elephants with like giraffe legs, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he does like a lot of stuff that's. It looks real, but it's just like so out of proportion, but it's so unrealistic. I just like the stepping outside of reality, you know?
Okay. So. We got another question. You already said your music will be featured on the show. There's another question. Hold on. Okay, that was the same question. Yes, the music will be featured. The music will be featured on the show. She will not release which song that is. She
nope.
Watch it.
But I have posted, if you followed me, I posted little snippets of it. So,
okay.
You know, if you've been a true follower, a true fan, you've heard a little piece of it. It's coming.
Is that the music that's in the trailer?
No. That's not my music. That's actually the owner's music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any more questions, guys? Any more questions? Make sure you hit the question button at the bottom. I think we done covered everything. Now, let me ask you this, because I know a lot of women go, you know, last year we went through a whole lot of scandals in the industry, right? Where women were speaking up about men harassing them sexually or asking, you know, sexual, not necessarily assaults in this way, but coming at women wrong. And now more women are speaking up about that kind of thing. Have you experienced any of that? And what is your concerns with that? And what's your thoughts on that?
Yes, I've experienced a lot of that in the industry, and it kind of sucks, especially in music, because people would write me on Instagram, and they'd be like, yo, let's work, pull up to the studio, you know, I'm not going to charge you or whatever, and then I'd get there, and we'd record for like 3 hours, and then I'm like, all right, you send me my session, and they'll be like, I mean, come on, baby, like, you know, putting their hand on my leg, and I'm just like, yo, chill, and I remember I had this one guy who was like, you know what, he was so mad that I didn't want to get with him, that he started calling me like a peasant. And he started pulling out like his Warner checks, and he's like, "You'll never have this because you're a peasant and you don't have shit," and like just like trying to really like degrade me as a woman. But like I don't let shit like that affect me. I'm like, all right, bro, like you're really mad right now. Like you clearly like you really have some personal issues you haven't dealt with. But I feel like a lot of women in the industry deal with stuff like that, where people kind of bribe us into thinking that they're gonna help us, or they want to see us win, when really you just want to see what you can get from us in return for what we need, you know. But you start to figure it out as you grow, you know, you start to figure out I started just saying it, like if people would invite me, I'm like, all right, I'm just letting you know I'm not with the bullshit. Like if I'm coming over there, I'm coming to work, and you'd be surprised how many people do not text back. Like that's all they want, you know? But I've been blessed enough to like prove myself, I feel like, where now the people I'm working with really appreciate me. People I have worked with and put music out with, have always just like looked out, you know?
And that's unfortunate, because when a lot of women in the industry who has fallen victim to that doesn't know that reputation, you know, follows you throughout your years, and then so at least you're coming in with that understanding already clear cut, and you won't have the issues. So what is your advice to women coming up in this industry who've already either fallen for that and trying to work their way out of that you know, them situations, or who haven't gotten that situation yet, and you just want to guide them and get them the best advice possible on how to deal with that kind of situation?
Ladies, definitely gain clarity first, you know, because a lot of times some red flags are there. It's like evident that he only wants one thing, you know, he says little things or does little things, and it's like, okay, like make sure you understand what's actually about to happen before you go to a studio session, or say you're going to bring a guy with you. A lot of producers, people who are on some shit, like they'll be like, oh no, it's a private session, I don't want other people, and it's like, well, we never worked together. How are you going to tell me my session's a private session? You know what I mean? So like, there's just little things where you can tell. And if you have been in the situation, put your foot down. Like I've been in full blown arguments. I've cursed out celebrities. I have I'm not afraid to say how I really feel, because I don't want anybody to accept me for someone I'm not. And I don't want you to take advantage of me. Like, I feel like I've just been through too much to be treated like this is all you have to offer, you know? And just remember, if they don't value you, they're not going to. Like, they're not gonna value you after you sleep with them, or after, like, the fact that they're moving that way says a lot. So, you know, just keep those legs closed. And, I mean, if you want to do you, boo-boo. That's all good and dandy. But, like, just understand, like, you can't trade sex for opportunities. It just doesn't work that way.
Ooh, see that should be on next Instagram post.
Yeah.
I'm just giving you one. I'm giving you one right now. That should be your next Instagram post.
Next caption.
Yeah, you definitely. Now, I just lost my train of thought, but you said something in your music about. I just thought about it because it was along the lines of what we're just speaking about right now. I probably hit you in the inbox. And this is what I was talking about right here, but I can't think of it right now. It just left me. But any more questions? Oh, we got a couple more questions. Hold on. Any other acting roles?
Any acting roles? It never came out. I did put it on my Instagram. I don't remember if I made it private again, but we did a remake of a Coming to America scene. At the time he was signed to Kanye West. His name is Debanj. He's a artist from overseas. I think he's Nigerian, if I'm not mistaken, but he's really big. But he did a Coming to America like song. Idris Elba was actually featured on it. Did you guys know that he raps? It's crazy, right?
I know he was on Jay-Z's. He did the intro to Jay-Z's American Gangster album.
Oh, okay, I didn't even see that. I gotta check that out.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was in it, and it was dope. It was like a 2-day shoot, but my line was like the girl in the tub that was like, "The real penis is clean, Your Highness," right? But it was the only speaking role in the thing, so I got paid more, and I'm just like, I mean, I'm not really doing it. It's just acting, so right. It was fun. It was cool. It was my first like big set.
Now I do remember what I was going to ask you. You spoke. I'm not sure if I saw this on your gram or if it was in the music or something, but you said something about you're not like. You're cool with being natural. You don't have the fake, body and all this extra stuff, but you're cool with being natural. And, Aaliyah was slim, and so talk about that a little bit and how women don't have to do all that to be sexy and to be accepted.
Yeah. Honestly, it's kind of crazy because.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
Okay.
You're killing me. It's Sunday, man. Why are we doing construction on Sunday?
For real.
And it's late. It's late as hell.
Okay, go ahead. No days off.
Yeah. They must be behind schedule. Go ahead.
No, I feel like women should just learn to be comfortable. And, like, when I say learn, like, I didn't always feel that way, Like, you can ask any of my friends, like, I wanted boobs for a long time. I'm like, yo, my first $5 grand, titties. Like, I'm getting that. Like, I want it, But the older I got, I just realized, one, that's not always necessarily what men want. Like, that's not the part that they want. Like, I notice guys have these girls that are shaped like Coke bottles, and they have these fake boobs and, like, these big lips and, like, basically these, like, Beyonce-looking women and, like, Kylie Jenners or whatever, and then they're, like, still in my DM. Like, hey, what's up? Like, on some little, like, sneaky shit, So I'm like, wait a second. Like, it just wasn't weighing out for me, you know what I'm saying? It's not going to stop a man from doing what he wants to do. It's not what keeps him there. And I feel like at the end of the day, like, if God wanted to be somebody different, he would have made you somebody else. Like, just be, be comfortable in your own skin. Like,
all right, let's see. All right, we got any more questions. If anybody got any more questions, if not, we're going to get ready to close out. Man, I knew this was going to be dope. I knew it.
Thank you.
Because I went and studied you, did my research or whatever. I was like, she got a nice, spirit is lit, spirit is up, her energy, what I mean? You got the energy, so I already knew the interview was gonna be dope. So I appreciate everybody for coming out. But we do got another question: dating in the industry. I'm not sure.
I don't typically date in the industry. I like very normal guys. Like, I'm more attracted to like intellectual guys who can teach me something. Like, I don't care about social status. I don't care about how much money you got. Like, I mean, you need to be able to take care of yourself, and I prefer if you have like your own crib and not live with your mom. But that's just generally speaking. Like, at this point, we just too old. It's like, I can't be sneaking in your crib. Like, But I don't really care about the whole industry aspect. Like, if I like you, I like you. If you happen to be famous or not famous, that's not gonna make me feel any type of way about you, less or more.
Okay. Any more questions? Anybody else? This has been cool. Cool.
Questions?
Anybody? All right. Well, you know what, Nessie Blaze, I want to thank you for coming on the Taj Longino Show live right here on the gram. Do not forget, everybody, Black Ink Compton. Black Ink Compton airs
Wednesday.
Yep, Wednesday on the 14th. What, 7 p.m. Cali time?
7 p.m. Cali time, yeah.
10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. She's on all streaming platforms with her music. If you look, go on her page at Nessie, that's NESSIE _Blaze. And check out her page, check out her tattoos, check out her murals. I love the murals. Those are dope.
Thank you.
I really love those. But before we go, I just want to make sure nobody else has any other questions. I want nobody not be able to get their question in.
And thank you guys for tuning in, too. I really appreciate it. It's love.
All right, Nessie. Well, thank you pretty much, and we hollering at you. All right?
Thanks, Taj.
All right. See you later. Bye.
Bye.